Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this once-in-a-lifetime showdown between the Warriors of Chaos, who shall be led by the Extreme Memer, aka Zardar Total War, coming in hot with the Prince Sigvald. The prodigal son has returned. And today, my friends, he faces off against the Greenskins, who shall be led by North Nana, coming in with Grimgor Ironhide. So what happens when the very movable object meets the very limp force over here on the far side in the form of Grimgor Ironhide? Well, guys, you're about to find out. This might feel like deja vu because this battle did take place on my recent King of the Hill stream. So for those of you guys that have seen it, enjoy it once again in all its grandeur and glory. And for those of you guys who did not see it, fasten those seatbelts because you're in for a real ride. Now, as far as this Chaos build goes here on the front line, it's going to be Marauders and the Mirror Guard. So pretty weak front line as it pertains to the matchup goes. But this is very, very common here. You basically see Marauders and then Chaos Spawn. The Chaos Spawn rushes for both Beastmen and Chaos are pretty powerful these days. So basically the Marauders are just a cheap shielded frontline choice, which can do okay against like Goblins and like lightly armored Greenskin infantry. And then basically you get your sustainability and your real punch coming in from the Spawn here in the secondary. So it's going to be Chaos Marauders in the front line, Mirror Guard, as well as Spawn. And the Spawn will pretty much do great damage against anything with the exception of Black Orcs. It does take them some time to take down Black Orcs because their AP values aren't very good, but still they have high enough overall weapon strength that they can do, some decent damage there. And also, of course, Sigvald's here. So, all problems solved, right? So front line, like I said, Marauders and Spawn. In the back, we do have a couple of groups of Dragon Ogres to get some heavy AP, and these guys can actually hammer down on Black Orcs, though they don't have the best melee attack. Black Orcs actually have relatively low melee defense at 22, I think. Those are Orc Boys. Those are the Crimson Killas. I think he has some regular Black Orcs as well, so they only have 26. So Dragon Ogres can do okay there. And if there's any big threats like the Arachnarch Spider, it does give you a dedicated anti-large armor-piercing monster, which is quite cool. That's pretty much it. It's very much a monster rush. He does have some mobility in the form here of the Chaos Warhounds, but that is pretty much it. Now, the build looks pretty good, obviously, with the exception of Sigvald, but Sigvald's here, and he's here to stay. He's not messing about. We do also have a Firecaster, a Chaos Sorcerer Fire, so he does have Fireball, which is always good for sniping characters like Wurzog and Azag and those big, powerful flying lords, but it's not going to be as good against the thick, heavy metal armor of Grimgor. So for once in Grimgor's life, he does have an advantage here. It's going to be Cascading Fire Cloak and the Burning Head. Now for the forces of the Greenskins, we do have a little bit of a skirmishing core, Goblin Wolf Riders, as well as the Morgrim's Mage Marauders, which is quite good. They can put some decent DPS into the Chaos Spawn, to the Dragon Ogres, and if there were Chaos Marauders or Horse Masters, it would give him a decent tool to kind of poke those guys and keep them, at bay. For the forces of the Greenskins in the front line, Orc Boys going to be taking a beating for Grimgor. The boys are there to go with the War Boss here. On the flank, it looks like it is going to be a couple big ones, a pretty good tool against like Spawn and things like Dragon Ogres, and obviously they'll be able to beat down Marauder tier infantry. He does have a bit of a Jaka line, not too crazy. Orc Air Boys in the back, always a good choice. And it looks like they're going to be backed up by Black Orcs. One of them is going to be the Crimson Killas. So these ROR Orcs, these guys definitely know how to pound it and have some fun. So you can see they got 50 weapon strength here, 45 melee attack. Can easily cut through things like the Mirror Guard. As a matter of fact, the Crimson Killas are one of the strongest great weapon units in the entire game, like pound for pound in just a duelist situation. So as long as they don't get focused too hard, they can do some work. So Goblin Wolf Rider, or Forest Goblin Spider Riders in the back, two of those, as well as the Savage Orc Boar Boys. So the ultimate meme war, and it's really funny because, like I said, this was on the King of the Hill stream, and this wasn't planned at all. Like, sometimes you'll see one person bring like a meme character and the other one has like a more serious army. That's what often tends to happen in these like semi-competitive or, casually competitive streams. But in this case, the stars aligned. We literally got Sigvald facing off against Grimgor. So let's get the show on the road, guys, and have some fun. So some light skirmishing here on the flanks. You can see the Chaos Warhounds with poison trying to catch those Wolf Riders. But the Wolf Riders, of course, are supported by the Spider Riders here, which I believe those are Mage Marauders. So there's no slowing poison shots, but they're quick enough to keep their distance here from the Warhounds. So they should be okay to get back here. So they're going to be falling back here to the supporting elements here at the back, which are some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, which can intercept and easily deal with Hounds. It looks like maybe a Burning Head is going to be attempted here from the Chaos Sorcerer. He's thinking about it. He's stroking that staff, rubbing his chin, thinking if he wants to cast the big Burning Head down the ranks here, but so far it looks like he has opted not to do that here. So the Orc War Boys are going to be piling in the front line here, and they are going to be getting run over by Spawn and Mirror Guard, but the wall is here, so this is very much like a kind of a, not Dawi strategy, but he's using layers. So basically the Orc Boys are going to be taking the initial impact, and with the wall, they'll put up a much better fight than, a lot of other infantry would. For the cost, Orc Biggins have gotten in a pretty good engagement here, attacking Dragon Ogres, but the Chaos Marauders are providing really good buffering, therefore kind of keeping the Orc Biggins from getting on those big juicy targets. And now that the front line has collapsed here, you can see the Crimson Killas are going to be wading their way in. A Burning Head in the back was used, and it forces back the archers, and this is very valuable time. If these archers aren't shooting here, the Spawn and the Dragon Ogres and those other troops are going to be in much better shape. Grimgor is a little bit trapped up here, but it looks like he has gotten his Lumberjack axe and cut down some of the spawn here. So the spawn are down to about half health, but there were also big uns there. No, actually just Orc boys. And also it looks like the Orc Daka was directed to this fight. So Grimgor was able to put some hurt in conjunction with the missile play, but Sigvald going in deep here, guys, going after this Orc Shaman, and the Orc Shaman is pretty healthy. Losing your caster this early in the game would be catastrophic, but if you look here, let's kind of take a quick moment to enjoy this glorious Chaos Blob here. So basically they were able to break through the middle. They're bomb rushing into the back, trying to get on the archers, but there are Black Orcs in reserve, as well as Savage Orc Boar Boys. So the Chaos Force has taken a bit of damage, and now the Greenskin reserves are really going to come in. And Grimgor, of course, is going to be ignored, and he's going to be chasing these guys down. It's the last mistake they'll ever make. Like a Steven Seagal moment. But the Duel of Duels is here! Sigvald coming for Grimgor, but of course, Chaos is a treacherous foe. They have some help coming in, but the Spider Riders coming in as well to peel off and allow Grimgor and Sigvald in this mortal combat to decide the fate of the old world, really. So as far as the duel goes, Grimgor has taken a little bit of damage, but Sigvald will probably start losing this. Grimgor has just such better, AP values, and they're both heavily armored, but I mean, Sigvald does regenerate, so in the long game, it will be better for Sigvald if he can fall back. And also, a little bit about cheating from Chaos here in this sacred duel. The Cascading Fire Cloak, as well as the Scroll of Shielding, has gone down, but Grimgor is still holding his own. That 45 melee defense holding firm against the low AP values of Sigvald. Sigvald's trying his little heart out, that's for sure. Now, the back Orc Air Boys are kind of routing. It looks like it's a little bit of a bad situation for the Greenskins. I mean, their caster's dead. The Black Orcs are still fighting here. I think the Crimson Killers are still in decent fighting shape as well. Let's look around the battlefield, see if we can find them. So we have Black Orcs here. No, Crimson Kill is actually taken to Pound Town here by the Dragon Ogres. That's really bad. And also, Grimgor is being swarmed. It looks like the caster of Chaos, the Chaos Sorcerer, is going in, and their spawn attacking him. Grimgor is heavily outnumbered. Granted, he does have some Daka support here, some missile play. Morgrip's Magi Marauders and the Wolf Riders are shooting in. A second wall coming down, giving a bit of a resurgence to the Greenskins, but that missile play will be very helpful for picking off these very, very beat up spawn. Their HP is very low, so at this point, several models could drop to any sort of missile pressure, really. So here the Black Orcs are kind of grinding through these troops. Spider Riders are coming back in. Pretty much all hands on deck here to try and save Grimgor in this fight. The Wa is active, Stand Your Ground, and Foe Seeker, so Grimgor is going to get a little bit of a vigor boost there. And it looks like he's chopping down this Chaos Sorcerer, actually. The Chaos Sorcerer is taking a bit of work. I don't know if he wants to be in there. He should probably fall back. Standard Die is giving him extra melee defense to help him hold out there, but for the most part, Grimgor, he's got that axe, he's got Gitsnick, he's thirsty. So if we look at the battlefield overall, it is Chaos favored. The bounce of power is certainly in the favor of Chaos, but this happens a lot in these blob armies that are really kind of focused on a centralized kind of a moving force. If the archer units are able to kind of fan out in multiple directions, whether it be an intentional or an accident in this case, most likely because they just routed off, he's able to get really good crossfire now. Grimgor is broken. Bounce of power, guys, is very heavily Chaos favored, but still the missile play could come in here in the late game and start to pick apart the spawn and the Dragon Ogres, and these are all things that are very weak to the archer play. So there still are some answers, but for the most part, it's looking a little bit grim bones. Grimgor, of course, is running as a classic Grimgor move right there. He's got 34 leadership, potentially could stabilize. Granted, there are some mobile Chaos forces here which should chase him down. If there's anything that can really pressure him, chase him off the battlefield, he's still a bit of a powerful character with 1400 HP. He's got 500 weapon strength, still can hit hard. And of course, the Greenskins without a leader, without their lord, it's a rough situation for them. They have pretty bad leadership as is, and having the penalty of your lord having completely fled or died is somewhat substantial. So the Dragon Ogres opting not to go over there. It looks like the Greenskins using a lot of resources here. So the Spider Riders as well as the Wolf Riders to secure Grimgor. It looks like they are able to do that. Black Orcs are still fighting down here against the Chaos Filth. You can see here that these anti-large biggins are able to chop down a couple of the spawn. The spawn getting a couple of kills on the way out, but the Orc Daka line shooting in, and the last of the spawn there fall. So if we look at this Chaos army, what do we have? We have Dragon Ogres, we have 11 there, we have 10 of those guys, we have Chaos Marauders, which is really nice. Another Burning Head attempt coming in from Zardar here. Able to get a really nice one right there, shooting into 2,300 down, about 500-600 HP. I mean, maybe could have been saved and used on like this blob here, but it's a little bit tricky. Nonetheless, those archers need to be shut down, and Chaos doesn't have enough forces or mobility at this point to really chase these individual units. They kind of have to just fight whatever's in front of them here. So Sigvald was able to win that first duel, guys. So Sigvald gets the first blood on Grimgor, forcing him back. A little bit of Chaos treachery in the form of Cascading Fire Cloak and Scroll of Shielding, but Grimgor is back for round 2. He's rallied, he's here with the boys, or the lads, or whatever the goblins call themselves, and he's chopping down some of these ogres. Let's see if he can take some down. Looks like that big old axe swing right there did some HP damage, but nothing to take out the models. The Greenskins actually have a bit of a scary blob here. Now you can see the Chaos Sorcerer is being chopped down by something. Oh, Grimgor's going in deep, boys. The Chaos Sorcerer here, Standard Die is activated, but Grimgor cares not for your Standard Die, and the Chaos Sorcerer might be shattering here. 25, is there anything to chase him off? I think there might be. I think there's some mobile Greenskin forces nearby that could potentially chase him off. Or actually, it looks like everything is engaged here. So Sigvald going in for Grimgor. Grimgor, of course, with the tactical retreat, is able to fall back. But the Prodigal Prince is on the hunt, looking for Grimgor. He is faster. Grimgor has 38 speed against Sigvald's 40, so there's a minor difference there. Sigvald can probably catch him in sustained chase, but the Greenskins have a lot more buffering here, and you can see the Orc Error Boys are pouring in, and the Dragon Ogres are being cut to pieces, so suddenly it's looking like a game that the Greenskins meme war might be able to come back, but Sigvald's coming for him, and if Sigvald's able to kill him, you know, he already did well in the first duel, but the tactical retreat from Grimgor quite good, but Grimgor does turn and fight, getting a glancing blow here on Sigvald. He's probably just going to get a couple attacks and then run. Grimgor, of course, very heavily armored. And like I said, Sigvald has really bad AP values. But Grimgor going to be using the boys. Classic Greenskin of retreat tactic here. A feign and strike. Going to be sending in the Orc boys and the Black Orcs to attack Sigvald. And you can see the Dragon Ogres here are broken. These ones are broken. These guys are broken. What a crazy potential comeback. So we have Sigvald fighting in the pits here. Grimgor is basically just doing the Benny Hill theme, running in circles. But the Prince was able to do well in the first duel here. But Grimgor is, you know, cleaning up the mirror guard here. You can see he's going to be taking Gitsnick and taking some of these guys to town. If there's an environment in which he's good, it's against low AP units that are armored. So Grimgor is going to be chopping these guys down. They're wavering, and Sigvald's personal bodyguard are pretty much getting sent to the Shadow Realm here. And they are broken by Gitsnick. So Grimgor coming in, maybe going to feign an attack on Sigvald. Bounce Bar is still pretty much dead, even as Sigvald is full health, and still has some room before his healing cap. But Sigvald breaks free! Foe Seeker is active. Is he going to catch Grimgor? Grimgor is just straight up doing laps here, putting the juke moves on Sigvald. Oh, and the Wolf Riders come in and block up Prince Sigvald. Man, what a tactical play here by Grimgor. Just the most clever of orcs, able to get that screen. And now Sigvald is basically just the only thing left here for Chaos. And you can see he's kind of slowly being dragged down. So it looks like here the Greenskins are going to fan out, using the remaining ammunition to try and do some damage to Sigvald while Grimgor just kind of continues to tease. It reminds me of the head-to-head campaign I had with Italian Spartacus, where I had Cirtha Ek at like 1 HP, and he really needed to kill it with Throg to basically unify the faction with the Norskin mechanic, but he wasn't able to catch it. Anyways, here you can see Prince Sigvald is going to get focused down. He's now at his healing cap, and basically the Greenskins are just going to pile in now. There's still a ton of Black Orcs, and Grimgor gets, oh, it looks like he takes a hit, down to 330. He's on the run. Oh, Sigvald coming in to finish the duel that started many eons ago. Well, not really, but probably, I don't know how old Grimgor is, but just a funny thing. 156 on Grimgor. He's wavering. Is he going to survive this situation? Sigvald is steady. Balance of power is starting to go in the favor of the Greenskins. 156 on Grimgor. He is going to run back. He has broken a couple times, but not enough to shatter. And Sigvald could potentially chase him off the battlefield, but I don't know if it's, I don't know. Yeah, he's got to deal with this big blob, and unfortunately there's still a fair amount of Black Orcs in there, so Sigvald does turn around, trying to capitalize on the moment in which Grimgor isn't here to get like a massive rout, maybe taking out the high leadership units. But Black Orcs are a very durable piece as it pertains to the Greenskins. Crimson Kill is holding on here. You can see 1,308. And I think Prince Sigvald is going to buckle under the Greenskin pressure. Even the Arrow Boys are getting in there. Sigvald breaks! And the meme war hath been won by Grimgor Ironhide. Just barely. Sigvald may have won the battle, but Grimgor won the war, it would appear. So very well played to these two players. I know they're both messing about, but it was a super fun game to cast. And that, of course, was on the King of the Hill stream, which you guys may have seen. It was a very long one. The stream ended up being like 4.5 hours, so I figured it might get lost for a lot of people who might not go through the entire stream. So this one truly deserved a special place here. But man, thank you so much to Zardar Total War for playing Sigvald, as well to North Nana for playing Grimgor. It was a really fun moment. The stream was kind of at its the end of the stream. It was a very epic moment. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Perhaps we'll have round 2 between these players here to see who wins the next meme war. I don't know. We'll find some. Maybe we'll do something fun. Who knows? But if you guys haven't, please make sure to check out Zardar Total War over on his YouTube channel. He's an awesome guy, great content creator, and is always down to scrap. So make sure to check him out. And that's pretty much it. Very well played in North Nana. Look forward to seeing you in more faction wars, you know, freaking King of the Hills, all sorts of good stuff. So that's it for now. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the other side. Take care.